Hi, I'm going to present a research entitled The Influence of Sociodemographic Characteristics on Personal Finance, a Cross-Cultural Comparison between the USA and Brazil. The authors are me, Athayde from the Federal University of Minas Gerais, UFMG, Brazil, and Guilherme Rocha from the same university. First, when Brazil is compared with developed countries such as the USA with respect to personal finance, some differences are evident. According to the ranking of the highest financially educated countries, Brazil occupies the 74th position and the USA occupies the 14th position. And according to the ranking of young people's financial competence, Brazil is the fourth worst in the ranking, and the USA is the sixth best. So these apparent disparity motivated us to deeper investigate these differences. As I said, this apparent disparity between Brazil and the United States in terms of personal finance motivated the choice of these two countries to be compared in the present research. Personal finance as well as financial education, they have been explored significantly in the literature. Nonetheless, they have not been explored in the same frequency through cross-cultural studies as we attempted to do in this research. The main objective of this research was to test the influence of individual socio-demographic characteristics on their personal finance in the USA and Brazil. And for theoretical empirical background, we raised 7 hypotheses to be empirically tested based on the theoretical empirical background. First, according to hypothesis 1, individuals' education level is able to predict the importance given by them to teaching children how to save money and goods. According to hypothesis 2, individuals' education level is able to predict their satisfaction with household financial situation. Hypothesis 3, individuals' education level is able to predict the frequency they run out of food or out of cash income. According to hypothesis 4, individuals' age is able to predict their satisfaction with household financial situation. According to hypothesis 5, individuals' income level is able to predict their frequency, the frequency they run out of food or out of cash income. According to hypothesis 6, individual sex is able to predict the frequency they run out of food or out of cash income. And finally, according to hypothesis 7, individuals' number of children is able to predict the importance given by them to teaching children how to save money and goods. As for method, the sample was comprised of 2,232 Americans and of 1,486 Brazilians. We analyzed secondary data from the World Value Survey, Wave 6. At the time we proceeded with this investigation, Wave 7 had not been released yet. The year that this research took place was at the beginning of 2020. And as data analysis technique, we proceeded with correlation analysis and multiple linear regressions. The study variables that we chose to represent personal finance was V17, valuing in children the quality of saving money and goods. V71, importance given by respondents to being rich. V59, satisfaction with household financial situation. V101, respondents' opinion on how wealth is accumulated. V188, frequency in which respondents ran out of food. And V191, frequency in which respondents ran out of cash income. Going straight to the results and discussion, here we have a summary of the prediction analysis in the USA. So we have here a summary of all social-demographic variables that show to be predictors of these variables related to personal finance. And here we have a summary of the explanatory power. In this table, we have a summary of the social demographic variables that show to be predictors of personal finance related variables. And as well, we have here a summary of the explanatory power of these social demographic variables. Comparing the US and Brazil, we can see that for all 6 variables related to personal finance, the social demographic variables show to be better predictors in the USA compared to Brazil. If we analyze each uh, explanatory power rate, we will see that the higher percentages are concentrated in the USA. So going back to our hypothesis, the first hypothesis, according to which individuals' education would be able to predict the importance given by them to teaching children how to save money and goods. This hypothesis was supported in Brazil but rejected in the USA. Hypothesis 2 was rejected. Hypothesis 3 that considered that individuals' education level would be able to predict the frequency they run out of food or out of cash income. It was supported both in the USA and in Brazil. Hypothesis 4 that considered that individuals' age would be able to predict their satisfaction with household financial situation. It has been rejected in Brazil but supported in the USA. Hypothesis 5, according to which individuals' income level would be able to predict the frequency they run out of food or out of cash income. It has been supported. Hypothesis 6, according to which individual sex would be able to predict the frequency they run out of food or out of cash income. It has been supported for frequency out of cash income, specifically in Brazil, but it has been rejected in the USA. And finally, hypothesis 7 has been rejected. Final remarks, in Brazil, even with low explanatory power, education level proved to be a predictor of how much individuals value teaching their children an important financial behavior, namely to save money and goods. In addition, education level proved to be a predictor of the frequency individuals and their families run out of food or out of cash income. And sex also proved to be a good predictor of the frequency individuals run out of cash income, which points out that in Brazil, women tend to run out of cash income more than men. The results, specifically in the USA, similarly to Brazil, education level also proved to be a predictor of the frequency Americans and their families run out of food or out of cash income. On the other hand, some differences between the countries compared are worth highlighting. First, the role of the social demographic characteristics on the importance given by individuals to teaching children how to save money and goods is more representative, as we saw in the United States, explanatory power 6.9%, than in Brazil, with an explanatory power of 2.2%. Moreover, the role of social demographic characteristics on individual satisfaction with household financial situation is greater in the USA, with an explanatory power of 28.1% than in Brazil, with an explanatory power of only 10.5%. It is important to emphasize, of course, that the explanatory power magnitudes for some of the predictions identified in this research, although apparently low, they are considered significant in the field of social sciences and in study of human behavior, given its natural complexity. And the present research may be viewed as a study that provides relevant inputs for future research that attempts to construct and propose a more complete explanatory model for financial behavior, including, of course, other predictor variables besides the social demographic ones that have been investigating in the present research. Thank you very much for your attention. Here is my email address in case you want to get in touch with me. And you all are welcome to participate in the discussion of this research with questions and comments. Thank you very much.